Hi everyone. Hi. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. Hi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to this live broadcast. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead and click your like button, click your subscription button, follow these pages, and then share, please. Thank you. Our topic today says mask up. Hey, Delight, how are you, Miss Delight? Thank you for joining. Thank you. Please go ahead, click your like button, click your share button, and of course, we appreciate your comments. Thank you. If you're watching from Facebook, thank you. Thank every one of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Pastor Frank will soon be here. Thank you. So today's topic is mask up, and of course you already know me, Apostle Dr. Ijome Ezenekwe, and Pastor Frank will soon be here with us. And today we are hey Pastor Ngozi, hello Sister Ngozi, hello Pastor Ngozi. Thank you for joining us. Hey Norma Ahize, thank you for joining us. Atinkiru Ademoma, good afternoon, ma. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please go ahead and help us to share this live broadcast. Help us to share, and please also click on your like button and your subscription button at also. Thank you all for joining us. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so in this particular Monday, we are here to speak on mask up. I bet you this is going to be one of the most interesting relationship topics you've heard. Pastor Frank, why are you doing this now? You can't be doing this now. Why are you distracting me? I should leave it. So I bet this is good. I don't know where he got this thing from. Hey, oh my goodness. So I bet this is going to be one of the most interesting relationship topics that you're going to ever hear. And why? Because the topic is mask up, and I'm going to tell you the idea behind this topic. So all the time people come to me with different things about relationship. So, but this particular topic actually, there was something that Pastor Frank. There was an idea that God gave Pastor Frank through someone's problem that we solved in the past week, and God helped us to solve in the past week. And that person, it was a complicated situation. So Pastor Frank was like, why is there so much complicated relationships? People always complain that their relationships are complicated. They're in a relationship, but it's still complicated. So I was like, you know what, I think we need to talk about it. And that was one of the ideas that we had that made us to bring up this topic. So the idea of mask up is to talk about those people, those babes, those guys that you don't get to see who they truly are until you finally get into a relationship with them. I'm sure most of you have encountered such people. They will show you that they are A and then they are B. I was having a conversation with someone today, and early hours of this morning, and the person was telling me the relationship broke up, and I was asking the person why and how. The person was like, oh, this babe was perfect, like she was everything I ever wanted, until immediately after our marriage. Like after we got married, she became a 360 opposite of who she was. And yesterday also somebody was also telling me the same thing. This girl, before I engaged her, she was perfect. The moment we finalized on our marriage, and their marriage is in few weeks time, she now started bringing out other colors. He's like, is that truly her true color, or is that really who she is, or is she just trying to try me? So that's one of the reasons why we are discussing this topic. So the concept of the topic is, what people truly are, or those people that my cup. Give my cup. Here is mine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so guys, sorry, we are trying to do this on a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Actually, this is a cup of tea.
Green tea.
This is a cup of green tea. Yeah. So, yeah. So I was giving them the idea. So introduce yourself, and then we'll go ahead.
I'm Frank, known so isn't it?
Yeah.
So this topic is about the mask that people wear.
Yeah.
I heard your introduction, and I brought my machine. You're going to be talking about this later. This is a coffee maker.
Lift it up.
So it's a coffee maker from the 1800s. I bought this in an antique shop, right? I've not priced it yet, but I bought it so I could take it to Vegas because the men's conference or men's getaway is going to be happening there. What happens is you open this, right? You open this. You pour your coffee beans inside, right? You close it.
And then start grinding it.
And you grind it. When you grind it, it comes out here. Then you make your coffee with this.
Yeah.
It's old school. So I'm actually going to make a cup of coffee with this in my 28th floor hotel room in Vegas in less than 3 weeks. So when you see me make it, it's going to be my life. It's antique, it's old American, from Kentucky. So it might be worth 100,000. So if you know what it's worth, call me. Let's see what's up. In Jesus' name.
Business has started. If you know what it is, is worth, call me. Let's make a deal.
All right.
Okay, so go back to your introduction.
So yes, masks that people wear, the masquerade. People tend to have different, someone said that when you first meet a woman, she sends her representative. So you're not meeting the real person until maybe a few years down the line.
She sends her representative.
Right, not herself. So you meet the nice behavior, the virgin, the blessed, the sanctified, the anointed. But then when you marry her or get closer to her, or him, vice versa, you find the real character. So why do people wear this mask? And why they have the need to keep it on, even when they're deep into a relationship. So
you see, this is really a very broad topic that requires interaction, because we really want to hear your own opinion, or if you've witnessed a first class, if you have a first class information on this, we really like to hear. Right. Is it that, because sometimes I feel like it's that people don't want to show their vulnerability at first. Let's define the word vulnerability.
Leaving yourself open to judgment, being in a place where people can access your flaws.
Weaknesses. Okay. Yeah. So that's exactly what I was saying. That sometimes it feels like most people do not want to show up their vulnerability because they want to live, they want to live an atom of gas.
Right.
You understand? In a relationship, because you asked the question, that's what I'm explaining. Because I wanted to use the term vulnerability,
right.
I wanted to make sure it was connected to what we're talking about. Yeah. So I think that most times, people want to live out their weakness. Like for example, the first day that I met you, right? Before I met you, you called people and asked people about me. They were like, "Oh, don't talk to that girl. She has children." Right?
Yeah, she's divorced,
she's divorced, she has kids, and you didn't tell me about it. So the first time I met you, I also told you about it, which was my weakness, right? Yeah, so, and that was something that could bring judgment. So I think why a lot of people mask up is because they don't want that negativity, they don't want that judgment.
Yeah.
Sometimes they've heard so many times, oh, you're lazy, oh, you can't cook, oh, you can't. So they feel like, okay, it's already a flaw that they know they have. Sometimes they don't know how to help them.
Right.
Oh, you have anger issues.
Right.
Oh, you're a woman beater. Oh, you're violent. So they don't want to show that part so that they don't get judged, or so that you don't really get to know what you're really dealing with.
Right.
And then when they eventually get into that relationship, they start unfolding it. Because of course nobody can hide for a long time.
Right.
After about 1 year, there is definitely something that is going to happen one day that will bring out that anger.
Right.
There's something that happened one day that might bring out that violence if it's not been dealt with.
Right.
So I think it's just that people don't want to expose their vulnerability so that they don't get judged quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for my true character to emerge?
From you,
For me?
the moment I got into your car, I knew you were broke.
Well,
you told me
that's not character.
it's part of it.
No.
See, let me tell you, there's some people that don't show that some people don't show that they don't have anything.
But
like, you remember that story of that person recently where God revealed some things about the person that you were asking me today? The girl that God exposed something about the guy that she was liking.
Yes.
You see that kind of thing? That's a character. Because some people, they will be building houses.
No, but I didn't present myself as being rich.
No, that's what I'm saying. You showed me immediately. You said,
okay.
how long did it take?
For you to know I was broke?
No, for me to know who you were.
Right.
And I said immediately, because one of them was that at that moment you showed me you were broke. At that moment you took me to a store and you were bringing $1.
Yes.
You understand? At that moment I knew that you were someone who likes to enjoy the best of the moment, regardless of how much you have, how much you don't have.
Okay, yeah. So now you know me longer, close to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the same impression?
Exactly the same thing.
Can you define? Does my brokenness
Yeah.
seem that I was broke at that time, or do you think it was different?
The brokenness seems that you were broke. Your brokenness means you were broke. Your brokenness means.
But let's define.
No,
broke.
you were. Paul is not broke. Your broke means you did not have, like, you were not in a safe place financially like you would normally be.
So there's difference in cash flow and being broke.
Okay.
Those are two different things.
See, poverty is different from being broke.
Right.
Do you understand? Even a president can be broke.
Right.
So at that point in time, at the time I met you,
Right.
you did not have a cash flow like how you would. Like, you were not in the position. Like, you were not in the position where you are now.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
You had things that could give you that resource, but the resource was not coming at that point in time.
That's the part I want to make clear.
Yeah.
Because
so that everybody that knows what being broke means understands what being broke is.
No, they don't.
They do.
They don't. If you have real estate investments but you don't have cash flow,
that's being broke.
It's not the same thing as being broke.
Okay.
That's lacking cash flow.
That's what broke means. That's what broke means, Pastor Frank.
Yeah,
that's what broke
that's what
means.
I said.
Like, for example,
so in other words,
I was a nurse when I met you, right?
Your position of being broke, your definition of being broke hasn't changed in 5 years. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, my perception of being broke is still my perception of being broke.
Right.
My perception of being broke is I was a nurse at the time I met you, but I was not working. Do you understand? Because I was looking for a job.
Right.
So there was no dollars in my hand. There was no naira in my hand. I was broke.
Right.
I had potentials. I had things set up, but there was no cash flow in my hand. That's not being poor. That's being broke because you have assets.
Right.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
So
that's being broke. That's not being poor.
Right.
So being poor is that there is no assets, there is no cash flow, and there is no intending. There's no hope.
There's no hope.
Yeah, that's being poor.
For more.
Yes, that's being poor.
Right.
And then sometimes it kind of affects even their mindset.
Right.
But that you don't have cash flow, but you were trying to get the resources together. It's being broke.
Right.
It's still being broke. So when I met you were broke.
Right. I mean, I'm not too far from being broke now. But the difference is we have two Mercedes Benz in the garage. That's a whole different kind of brokenness.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to explain. It's different levels.
Even the president can be broke, and broke is broke. Broke is that there was no
I know
money.
people that will commit suicide, they only had 10 million.
Exactly.
Right now, I know people that will commit suicide, they only had 10
That means and at that level is they are broke. You understand? That's like, imagine when a person says, I got married to a medical doctor, but when I married him, he was broke.
Right. Yeah.
So because what the girl is trying to say is, when I met him, it was in one bedroom. When I met him, there was no.
And he owed 400,000 students loan.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So broke is broke. Broke is that at this time I cannot afford it.
Right. So, but here's the thing. It's important for you to know that you must invest in yourself.
That's right.
Because
very
as
important.
you're investing in yourself doesn't make you broke. It makes you rich.
Exactly.
But you have to understand the difference. It's a, we're going to go into business conversation.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the mask.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That when I met you, right?
Right.
Like immediately I met you, I didn't have to wait for the next day to see that this, because it was that time that I stayed here. I was like, bros, how can you carry fine babe to a restaurant and you don't have money to pay, and you're sourcing out for $20?
Right.
You understand? So at that point, I knew that. Forget that I made a joke about being broke,
Right.
But immediately I knew this guy was a very open person. I knew that there was nothing that he's not somebody
I was
who
trying to prove anything.
exactly, yeah. So I don't think there's anything different I've seen. I knew as at the time I met you, because I remember we were talking about home. And I saw anger in your face, like, so I knew this guy was up. So everything about you, I knew within the first 1 week that I met you. I knew your anger tolerant level.
Yeah.
I knew you could cuss out anybody in any moment.
Wow. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. I never used to curse to the pastor.
Are you kidding me?
The power is just the
Are
passion.
you kidding me?
But anyway,
yeah. So, but I mean, back to what you were saying. The question you asked me, I could relate with you then and now.
Yeah.
You understand? You haven't. Your kindness has not changed.
Right.
Your
Say that slowly.
Your kindness. Your kindness has not changed.
Right.
Every now and then you still go broke.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, businessman shit.
Every now and then you still go broke. You're working on anger.
And you have money stashed away somewhere.
Whatever. Don't call me.
Being broke is expensive.
When I met Pastor Frank looked at me as a miser, and I'm still a miser now. So
yeah, she has accounts I don't know about. When I die, don't look at me. Look at her. That's what the money is. Don't come for me.
Pastor Frank looked at me as a miser, and I think I'm still a miser actually. Yeah.
So yeah, I can see the comments on Facebook. Can you see?
That's the funny thing, I cannot. Yeah. Okay. It's right here.
On YouTube.
It's right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use the one on YouTube?
Yeah.
I can. Oh, I get it.
That's okay. I got you.
Sorry guys, just to make sure keep up to date with all your comments. So we're saying, and this topic is very complex because, remember I said complicated should be within, right? We went from there to the mask. And I think that, do you think men wear more masks than women?
To be honest with you, I believe it's a vice versa thing, but I think women wear more masks than men. For real. I believe so. You understand?
Okay. Because I have a lot more. People judge them a lot more, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, people judge women a lot more. A lot of women try to be impressive.
Right.
Yeah, they try to be impressive. So they hide, just like when I met you, when we were talking about relationship, and I was like, bros, I'm not here for small boys, and I'm not even here for anything settlement, I told you exactly what I wanted, and when I did tell you what I wanted, you told me that wasn't what you wanted.
Right.
You wanted it wisely, and so it's very rare. And even also when I talk about it, women are like, you did that. There are very few women that will tell you expressly what they want.
Yes.
Most women will hide it. They don't want to talk about it, and like we said, it's just trying to protect themselves from being judged.
Yes. And that's what I was saying, and vice versa, like you said.
Yes.
Men too.
Yes.
Men.
Yeah. Hey, brother Raymond. Good afternoon. Yes, Nazo is right. So yeah, it's a vice versa thing. Most times women, and like you said already, we mask up, men mask up, everybody mask up. everybody just hide their things. But let me ask you, has your impression about me changed? Is it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can be conclusive about it.
You can be
Just
conclusive?
change. Just change. But I've learned so much, really. I've learned so much. My life has improved so much in terms of how I interpersonal skills, how I treat people, how I respect people has changed over the year. I didn't care for so many things. Like so many things she cares about, so many respect things, little pieces and pieces. I don't care about those things. I care about God, money, and my woman. That's it.
Yeah.
But none of that other, of course.
Yeah.
My woman, God, and you, and the money, all right? So that's what I care about. Everything else is just noise, you know? So, but to answer your question, not so much has changed, you know, because you're still the same person. Many things have changed in me because of you. So I can treat you better, right? So that's what's changed. It's not you. You've been the same. You still want me to fast too much. You still don't strike. You won't give me what I need to look good, you know, right?
Whatever.
So I don't get that. A little strike every now and again because of the fasting, of course. And then the prayers increased, right? When I first met you, we used to pray a little bit here and there, you know, and then you became a pastor. The prayer is not every 24 hours. It's every hour. It's every hour. Like basically, Pastor prays all the time. Even when she's not praying, she's in communication with God. That's not a bad thing because at the tail end of that, I'm benefiting from the grace, of course, right? But you know, there's just, you know, our neighbors ask me, I don't hear you guys anymore. I said, trust me, Pastor is in the house. You just haven't come to the right side of the house. She shouts, she prays from 4 a.m. all the way down to 9. Every time besides prayer line, she's praying for people also, right? And she's consulting with people. So one thing I know for sure is that I don't think you used to be on the phone as much as you are now. Like if you have 100 hours in a day, right? For example, Pastor now is on the phone at least 90 hours. So you have to be like me. I don't even want to talk to anybody to begin with. So I like my silence. You know, like I could stay up till 4:30 in the morning. You know, and you know what I'm saying. So my whole program is I need to be lonely to get the work done. Right. So if you watch me post anything online, it's around 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, because I'm alone, I'm working, right? So you fix me. So I don't talk to her unless I get hungry for some boutique food, like something real. I hit her up, or I get hungry for the other stuff. That's when I hit her up. But most of the time, she's constantly on the phone, and that to me, I don't think it's good for her, right? But I do know that God has to come first. So, but I also know,
I mean, I'm on the phone because of what I do.
What you
know,
do,
just like you are a businessman, your work is on the computer. My work is on the phone. You know, because I have to talk to people. If I don't talk to people, then they're on their own. They're gonna be complaining. Oh, she's not talking to us. And even as much as I'm always on the phone, people are still complaining. She doesn't take calls, and I'm like, they don't even understand.
She's on the phone all the time. All the time. I have to, when she's sleeping, I go take the phone from my hand. The phone is on. I am the one that turns it up sometimes. She sleeps into the next day with the phone still on.
That's the thing. Sometimes people are talking to me at like 2 a.m. It's emergency, and I'm talking to them, and that nature comes in, and I sleep off, and they're talking. They don't even know that I've slept off. As if I could just take the phone. Hey, she'll call you back in the morning. She slept, or just take it, turn it off, or sometimes, you know, it's always something. Or sometimes I'm listening to preaching, and then I sleep off, you know, and then he'll turn it off. I mean, that's sacrifice of what we do.
Yes. A year.
And this is a very... I want to read what Jazz B said. She said, because men have options. You know, you were asking, do women mask up and men? I said, women mask up more, in my opinion. And then you said, that's because men have options. Women tend to bring their representatives in relationships to help stay in the game, or weed out the less serious folks. You understand? So what it means is that most times women just pick and choose. There's some things that they will never tell you. You know, it's easier for a man to say, oh, I got a woman pregnant, oh, I slept with a prostitute, oh, I did XYZ. You understand? Versus a woman say, oh, I've been a prostitute before. But then it's gonna be job. But the man can say, oh, I've been a stripper, I've been a prostitute, and they're like, okay, what matters is that you're no longer like that.
Right. They don't judge.
You see, so they don't. Most people tend not to judge men from the past. But But the women, so now if the woman does now looks for the fruit of the womb, hey, is it not because? Is it not because?
Right.
You see, yeah. So that's why a lot of times they tend to just sieve.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are very few women that are very open, that will just tell you what exactly the way it is.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Very few. And I think that character is necessary, that people recognize.
Thank you, Pastor Ngozi. Pastor Ngozi said thank you, Pastor Frank, for taking care of her.
I do. Yeah,
And thank me too for taking care of
she
you.
takes care of me. Damn, she takes care of me. So the thing about it is, I think that to totally understand why people have to wear a mask, we have to consider what they're protecting, because it's only when you're protecting something that you have to wear a mask. There's so many things I want to talk about this. For example, when you're trying to get married to someone, they put up the most masks at that point, because you don't know who they are. Like, for instance, let me go back a little bit. So there was a time I was engaged to someone, and I didn't know what it means to be Quaker, but I do know that when we did it the first time, we tried to do this. They said no. We asked 6 or 7 times if we could do it. Eventually, we did it.
And you can do it.
Ikwaka. Just Ikwaka.
Like, that's Ikwaka in English is introduction.
So someone told me outside of that circle that, listen, it doesn't make sense for you to try to knock 7 times. Right? That's number one. Number two.
That's already
that's a red flag, right? So their parents were not very comfortable with me not being fully engaged in Nigeria. Like, they were like, oh, you're doing this LA thing, this Hollywood thing, but you're not really paying attention to what your pop has. So they felt that, how could this money be here and you over there, right? So that became an issue for them, not for my dad or for me.
Yeah.
But then the third thing was, she wanted to see my bank account.
Yeah. So the thing for them was, if you have to marry your daughter, you have to come and take over your dad.
Yes.
Or come and
be
work
involved
with your
in
dad.
Nigeria, yeah. So
they will make sure that at least you have real Nigerian money.
Real Nigerian money.
Not
so
that LA boy thing.
Right. So that's where they were coming from. She was not coming from there, but they were, right? So
even if she's coming from there, she won't tell you. That's the mascot we talk about.
That's the mask.
Because most times they hide under their parents. No,
exactly.
not what their parents. They hide under their parents to ask you questions. Do you understand? Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of times women, you see, like a lot of women that come to me as a pastor, they'll be like, "Oh, mama, the guy that wants to marry me, ask him this."
Okay.
Then sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not gonna ask him that. That's your conversation with him. I'm gonna ask him my own questions, because there's some things that I don't like embarrassing people. So I'm like, no, if I ask him that'll be an embarrassment, and you may throw him off instead of gaining him.
Right.
So no, that's an intimate conversation that you will have with him.
Right.
So sometimes it's actually the women who will say, "Mommy, I can't ask him for his bank account, so he doesn't say I'm a gold digger."
Right.
But okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Right, I see what you mean. So,
and that's part of the mascot we are talking about.
So, hi. What's up, Raymond? What's up, bro? How you doing, sir? So when I picked up from all those things is in the end, when it fell apart, I realized it was a lot more.
Please, can you guys interact with us?
A lot
Please
more mass, right?
send messages so we know that we are all on this together. Thank you.
And so I realized that I was not, although there was love and chemistry and all those things on the ground, on the surface there were other forces that were masks. So I couldn't really see what the real issue was, So in that sense, I could see how the women were massive things. Now, when I first met you, I was very open. If I see this, I like that. If I like it, I just tell people, hey, I love this about IJ. So I had no control, I had no filter. I'm now learning not to say everything. I can't say everything. Okay, so I've learned to just control things a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I do know that the mask I had to wear in that relationship was that.
Say it. Let's know if you're still wearing it.
The mask that I have to be met with is, see, people, when you come from abroad, when you come from a foreign land into Africa, into Nigeria, people have a perception of who you are. They have a perception of that you're dreamy. In other words, you're not doing. They think that you went over there just to play. They think that you came to America just to find money. No, we came here to chase our dreams. We didn't come here for money. America made us broke. Come here clocking in, we're broke. Africa, Nigeria has real money. So you come here for your dreams. You don't come here to make money. In the process of making your dreams come true, there will be some money, of course. And that paper is long paper. It's not baby money, right?
Yeah,
so that, because of our goals and our dreams abroad, people in Nigeria tend to judge us in the sense that we're iffy, right? That we have nothing, we have no dream, we have no. If you see someone here in America, right, dreadlocks, crazy, smells of weed, he might be working on his album. You might see him as just security guard, but he might be working on his album, right? But he looks like Burna Boy. He's working busy with his stuff, but you don't see the success yet. When the success suddenly comes, you'll be like, wow, I know this guy. Like Suskid, for instance. I know Suskid. I know him in LA. I know him broke in LA. So I knew when he went. I know when he went to Nigeria. I wasn't really, but I knew friends of his who were artists that knew when he went to go try Nigeria, and the success came from that. Right? But LA is anyone that knows LA knows that Suskid has this poster on Veronica's Kitchen, outside. Yeah, he was promoting himself in LA. His big poster of Suskid was Suskid. He sings to Temi, he sings to Savage, all those Thames. There's a song on YouTube right now called Essence. I'm not really into Nigerian songs, but this one's called Essence by Suskid. Check it out, it's pretty big, you know. And so he's like those, you know, Davido, that clique is not clique.
Igbo, American, or Yoruba?
I think it's Yoruba. Suskid is Yoruba. It's because all the guys he used to hang with, they're still my friends, so I know those guys are Yoruba. All this, that clique, Veronica, you know, that's a clique. So, but I forgot how we went over there. But
no, you were talking about mask. You know that a lot of times,
foreigners have to mask themselves when they, you know, you want to be.
You said no, your own mask when you were dealing with Nigeria. You know, Nigeria.
Because I'm directing films. I'm doing this. When you go, see, when I started doing those things, there was no Hollywood. There was no Nollywood. There was no Nollywood. So when you tell someone you're working in Hollywood, you're doing some things, you appear in the film in Hollywood or doing writing scripts, they don't believe you. They think that you're like living in the moon. It's like going to Nigeria and telling somebody. Right.
It's like someone coming to tell the parents, "What's your career? I'm a dancer."
Yeah, you're dancing. Exactly. But you might be true. You might be choreographing Janet Jackson, getting 100,000 a year. You know, it might be more than what nurses are getting. So you never. I know a girl is a stylist for Tiger Woods. She makes $500,000 a year. She's a stylist. All she does is take a phone call and tell Tiger Woods what to wear to this party, to this event, to this charity. You know. All she does is style him, nothing else. $500,000 a year.
Let's go back on track so we don't lose what we're saying, right?
So we're
talking about the mask, and what you said is very true. You know, that's why I said let's go back on to it.
Right.
But what you said is very true. Sometimes people actually mask based on where they are, because I've had a lot of people, and I never thought about it, but while we were talking, I realized that this is actually why some people do what they do. Like you see a babe, she's dating someone in Nigeria,
right,
and she doesn't want the person to know she has something, so she's going to hide and pretend like I don't have anything. And at the same time, some guys in Nigeria too, when they're talking to a baby in Nigeria, in America, because most times the baby, they don't want to come off like, they're telling the girl they don't have anything.
Right.
Because if they say now the girl now, so you're coming to Miami because of what you can get, then they tend to also hide some things. And it brings me to the question Norma asks, and she asked two very important questions. She says, so what if you get into a marriage and the man lied about himself? Is he basis enough to walk away?
Depends on how big the lie is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how big the lie is. If he tells you that he's a twin and, you know, that's not a big thing, right? If he tells you you've been married 4 times before you hides that, that's the issue. Yeah.
Okay, so how you answered it is exactly how I would answer it.
Right.
Every lie is relative. You understand?
Right. Also, you go ahead. But I want to look at but I want to look into what Nama said about walking away. That part of it.
Yeah.
You see, this idea of walking away is a new concept. Like when you marry, the idea is not to separate. The idea is to stay.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yes.
Before you go to that point, because just like you said, every lie is not the same. Let's say, for example, a man knew he cannot have impregnate a woman.
Yes.
Do you understand?
And he lies.
Because
That's
I
okay.
know I have a case like that now.
He knew.
Yes, from our group.
Okay.
So this babe, the guy knew he would not be able to father a child.
Okay.
Or dead.
Let's go.
Okay, so the guy knew he would not be able to father a child. You understand? So, and he knew that. Why not tell her, I will not be able to father a child?
Right.
It's a simple thing. It's her choice to make. Is she gonna be in or is she gonna be out? And then, so when you knew that this was the situation,
right,
and you did not tell the girl that this was the situation. Right. Now the girl walks in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 6th year, and they are in their 6th year in marriage. Only for them. No, she came for our group.
Oh, wow.
And the prophecy was given to her.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that you're asking God for marriage, but God is saying that your husband should go to the hospital with you. And she called me and she said, oh, I've been trying to get him to go. He's not agreeing to go. So I said, okay, let me talk to him. So she said, and in fact, she told me that the guy said he wanted to talk to me privately. So when the guy now came to talk to me, he now told me that, Mama, I don't know how to do it. I said, no, you have to go and tell your wife the truth. So we will know what we are dealing with. Because now there are other options. And it's good that I also throw it out there. Because there are other options now. You can buy sperm from the sperm bank. And fertilize. So if a woman truly loves you, that she can actually work with you on that. So I told him, I say, no, you tell your wife the truth. He said, oh, but he doesn't have money for that. I say, no problem. When we get to the money part, that's why God connects all of us in one word the other week. God can always help anyhow. Sure. But that's how. So now the girl is telling me, Mama, I don't want to stay. This was not what I signed up for. Right, blah, blah, blah. And now, at least I have basis now to calm her down. So that's why Norma said this. I said, no, it varies. Because, okay, there's another case that I know. This guy is AS. The girl is AS. And the guy didn't tell the girl.
Right.
He didn't tell the girl. He gave the girl a fake result that he was AA.
That's not good.
Exactly what I'm saying. So in that kind of case, are you going to tell the person, oh, you're not supposed to walk away, stay there? Because these people in question, the guy doesn't have anything, the girl doesn't have anything. So is she just going to just keep trying to see if she give birth to 4 children and 3 are SS, what will she do? So these are the different things that, and these are different reasons why people mask up. But there's some masks that are very detrimental. Right. Like there's another case that I know, this one. The guy had a child before marriage. Right. He didn't tell the girl. Right. Into their marriage, he told the girl. And when the girl called me and said, you can live with this. This you can live with. But there are some other detrimental issues that is very difficult for someone to live with. Right. If somebody married you, I'm just giving you different instances so that you now sum it up. Right. Somebody marries you because of your money and lies to you, I have this, I have that, I have that. And then eventually you marry the guy. And then you now realize that the guy doesn't have those things. That he married you because of your money. Are you going to stay there because you're already committed? Are you going to stay there because you know he doesn't love you? Yeah. Let's say you caught a chart that he didn't love you. Right. And then the last scenario,
you married him for money.
He married you for your money.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the last scenario that I'm going to also throw out to you, a girl told me recently, that was during the pandemic, right, that she walked into her home and found out that the person that the husband parades as the best friend, both of them are married, but both of them are actually actively involved. Guy and guy. And she's the wife. And the other guy also is married. OTU, exactly. OTU. So I want you to address this. Address all of them together.
Let me get to the first one first. The second one, I need to go refill my tea. Coffee for that one. Oh my God. Yeah. So the first one was what? Give me 2 examples. Give one the first one. What was the first one?
I talk about the one that doesn't have, that cannot impregnate.
Okay, yeah. So
or the one that had children. I think that one you can live with.
Yeah. Okay.
That he's poor, you can live with. But what if he married you for your money? Like you found that in a child. He does not love you.
Let's fix that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? When you're a man and you marry a woman for her money, right? First of all, you limit yourself as a man. Go ahead.
Nice, that's not my sister. She said Chimo.
So you see, that's a big mistake to make. First of all, as a man, if you marry a woman because of her money, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a woman. There was someone I dated one time, and she met my parents here in America, and she told me she would buy me a Range Rover. The house that she stayed in had a pool. She promised me a few things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was, if I say my age at the time, it might disclose the girl, right? Because I still know her technically, but she doesn't talk to me.
Are you sure?
Yes, she doesn't talk to me. She just wouldn't talk to me, which is fine. I don't mind. But the issue is she doesn't want to go above it and be mature.
So if I go collect this Range Rover, come.
Range Rover.
I for be Range Rover owner now.
No, you have a bigger car.
No, but if I still go collect the Range Rover,
No,
come.
no,
Which kind? You should marry her, then she
you
give you a Range Rover.
No, but she put it this way, right? If I was a guy that focused
Where
on
is she?
those
Give
things,
me a number. Let me tell her that you're still available.
No, I'm not available. See, here's the thing, right? When you get to if
They
you
talk like
if you
better
have
pikin now. They will not know what you did to babes. They will not know what you did to babes. When they hit me, they will not know what you did to babes. You're talking like a good person. Now, one baby is somewhere saying, I use this as my husband.
but I want
They tell them you're a prayer point, too.
See, here's the thing. No, this babe was fine. Right? This babe was so fine that even her mom see fine herself.
Wow.
Put on top, you understand? So, but anyway, but here's the thing. There was a level of stupidity I had when I was young that I cannot reverse now. Because I was promised so many things, but I knew that those things were not my goal, right? They were not my goal. America is way too big for you to give me a Range Rover, So there's too much in that part. There's too much blessings already. There's too much God's grace already in the building to limit it to just some car keys in the pool, So you gotta be more mature than that. So, but anyway, this didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. So addressing the same point you said about a guy marrying a woman for money. You reduce yourself as a man. There's a certain covering that you're supposed to have for the woman. You're supposed to cover your woman. Even when you're broke, there's a certain covering you give your family, right? And when you're not dead, they don't have that covering. So it's important to recognize that you're a king to begin with. And kings don't do that stuff. You don't hook up with ladies because of what they're gonna give you. That doesn't work, right? So I have women friends that you know about that have money and that failed me with some things. I always pay them back because I'm not into. I can't owe women money because it just doesn't work for me personally.
What do you mean?
Well, you're my wife.
No.
You're my wife, so
you have to pay.
All the family.
You are in rich family. You have to pay. The book of remembrance has been opened.
What is mine is yours. What's yours is mine.
What is mine is not yours. What is yours is mine. What is mine is mine. No, that's the way it's said.
I'm confused.
What is yours is ours.
Right.
What is mine is mine. That's how it is. Not what is mine.
In Nigeria.
Not even in America. What do you mean?
Okay.
Don't even use that narrative again.
No, talk with that.
Which kind of if you were bunkai, kemo were bunkem.
Okay. Game work I could see natural because so that's it is somewhere. I get to go visit your bank. This pandemic made me lose touch. Don't Baby, what's supposed to be Igbo?
Akonoba.
My audience still understand this thing.
Yeah, Akonoba. Thank God they don't understand this,
right.
so they won't come for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So the second thing about men being gay and being married.
But Raymond said the wife says so too. And she's American. Sister Tima says it too. So that's the right thing.
Tima,
my own is my own. Your own is our own.
Tima, this one is going to flip you, man. We're going to buy you some books. Raymond, put your wife up on game, man. Don't let her get you. What's happening? All right, people. Is testimony out?
No. Leave it alone.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? When it comes to men not being themselves, thank you. How are you doing?
Don't come and spit. Don't come and spit in our face.
She's very spitting. I gotta bring this out for you. Don't spit, okay? Alright. So basically, when you have a situation where a man has problems with sexuality. What I mean by problem, not his sexuality, but the fact that he's not telling her.
Yeah.
That's a sad way to live, man. How can you, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
How do you sustain a relationship where you're lying about something like grave? You know, I think you just need to own up to who you are and just create the line. You know, so there are men in Hollywood like that. They keep up the face of marriage, but underneath they're bisexual. Yeah, they sleep with both men and women. So I just think that's a different topic that we shouldn't even go there, because telling that kind of lie is beyond masculine. It's beyond masculine. It's not like catfishing, like they say. That's beyond that's dog fishing.
Yeah.
Catfishing. That's dog fish right there. So I think that for those kind of things, you have to just pray that God gives you that spirit of discernment to be able to see that before it even happens.
But the question is, if a woman comes to you,
bounce. Get the bounce.
okay,
Get the bounce. If you find your husband is gay, you have no business staying there. But what is he gonna do? Change? He can't change. He might affect you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that kind of situation.
Exactly, because that is even very, very dangerous. Yeah. And then another one is when a situation whereby you now get married to such a person, you're AS and he's AS, and both of you don't even have you don't have money to even let's say this awareness have been created and said IVF is real, IUI is real.
Correct.
You can look through that way. You understand? If you're believing God for the fruit of doom, the man is the problem, and the man cannot impregnate you. You can get something, you know, and that's, I don't think people should lie about these things. Even if you're a woman, you don't have womb, or you have been diagnosed of something that you cannot get pregnant, I believe you should tell the right person is gonna be there.
Right.
And if that right person is there, there are other means, you know. You cannot, you have fallopian tube that is blocked and all those things. You can do IVF and get pregnant. Even if you cannot get pregnant, you don't have womb, anything, you don't have egg, you can buy egg. You don't have womb, you can go for a surrogacy. If you have the money, you know, there's so many options now that can actually what's it called again? Eradicate that situation. You know, but to lie, no, the lie parts, that one too heavy. You know, to lie is another thing. Right. So yeah, so what about the case of AS to AS? What would be your advice? Auntie Kiros both said the AS girl should leave because it's for life. It's good to always say the truth. And then Buchi Martins Abino Clash said the AS lady should exit because it's life-threatening to offsprings. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yeah. So I would really tell them to.
I've had to break up something because of that.
Because of that kind of situation, masking up, right?
No, AS.
Okay.
In the past, you know, so I understand that. So you can't lie about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's so popular in Nigeria. Well, I won't say popular, just something people are more aware of than America.
The AS.
Yes.
Yeah, because most people in Nigeria don't know their genotype.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like, you know, once you give birth in America, the first thing that they give you is your child's genotype, your, you know. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. So most times they don't know. They'll just open their mouth, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth is lie. And that lie is AA. The ones you meet a guy, Alpha has the genotype, say AA. Yeah, and so a lot of families in Nigeria have that sickle cell problem.
Yeah.
So I think that's why there is more awareness to that. And then there's another thing that Norma said that is very, very important. I also want to ask you.
Right.
You know, Norma said also most times I am very open, and a few times the feedback is I am a little too open, and I tend to hurt the other party. How do you find balance? This here is a very important question, and I will tell you why I say it's a very important question. Let me read what Takori said. Hey, madam. That was my boss. Right. Takori said, thank you. I don't wear a facade, mask. A facade, okay. I love being honest. I want people to know the real me. Even if it pushes them away, the one for me will stay. That's perfect. Yeah. You know, always let people know the real you. You have a baby. Let them know you have babies. Right. Let them know you are sick. Let them know. Don't come and lie to anybody. Let people
Right.
see who you are.
Right.
Definitely, one day you're gonna meet the right person. But now, that real you, that's the question. Number, as I said, the very important question. Let me ask you that question. You as a man,
Right.
is there anything a woman will tell you that makes you feel is a little too open?
Well, let's say open, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to replace that word with explicit.
Okay. Well, when you're not explicit, no.
Okay,
Being open is not being explicit.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Being open is
means
like I
telling
tell
too
you
much.
everything.
Well, I don't know everything because women don't tell everything, but I don't even want to know.
How do you know women don't tell everything? That's the thing, because they may tell everything, you still don't believe it's everything.
Right. That's why it's no point even telling me.
Yeah.
You get it?
But is there anything a woman will tell you, like the woman you're about to engage, the woman you're about to marry, that will make you feel like, let's say for example, let me give you an example. You're dating a woman, right? You're in Nigeria, she's in America. Or you're in London, she's in Nigeria.
Right.
And then one day she comes and tells you, hey, I'm sorry, I fell into temptation, I slept with a girl. Oh my God. Watch
Do you just pull on my white linen suits?
Angel, come get this girl.
I hope you didn't pull on my suits, baby. This is going to be a new topic.
Angel, come on.
I just heard it. Hey guys, come get her.
The way she
Come
posed.
get her now.
The way she posed.
Stay quiet.
Come.
Don't move that body. But this.
Grab her.
Take her, please. Run.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Say bye. Bye. Shit's ended.
Oh my God.
Your life has ended.
Your life has ended.
No, let's not say that.
No.
Your YouTube life.
Your YouTube life has ended. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Bye. Thank you.
You want this?
No.
What you want?
No. Bye.
Bye, Tessie. She did the
Look at see her face there. See her face there when she was doing it.
She was dropping.
Oh my goodness.
She did a strong number 2.
She did a strong number 2.
That's it. Stay with it.
It's the way she posed for me.
Yeah, your life is over, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back on. So we're saying something.
Yeah. So you were saying, I was asking. I said being open is not being explicit, right? Being open, I was giving an example. I said, let's say you are engaged to a girl,
right? And
the girl is in America, or she's in Nigeria, and you're in America, or you're in Nigeria, and then she tells you, I'm sorry, I took alcohol, I usually don't drink, and I fell into temptation, I was too honey, I was too close to someone, and I slept with him.
Right, that's cool.
Okay.
If you sleep with 3 guys at the same time, then we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Like if it's over the top, if it's like on a next level type thing, then we have to talk. So
that's what I'm saying. So if say something like that happens, and she comes to tell you, oh, I made a mistake.
Right.
Is that considered? And then that's, for me, I would think this is too open. Do you understand? Let me tell you why.
You better be open.
No, let me tell you why I feel it is too open, right?
Right.
Because, like I said, I personally want someone to be more open, to be open like that and tell me. But I'm saying in this kind of scenario, I can see why maybe someone will tell you you're too open.
A friend might tell you to open. I won't be disclosing how open you are. I won't be thinking in my head, oh, she's so open. Now I'm thinking in my head, how many guys came here? How many guys came into this spot? How many people stayed this soup? That's because about how open you are. Yeah. You've already been open to them. So what does it matter if you open to me, right? You've already opened up somewhere. So I'll be discussing that part, not this part of being open. You being open means nothing. Whether you open or not, I will be focusing on what actually committed and how that affects the future of our relationship. Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. That in this way, like the way she asked the question, the way she asked the question, I don't think it's really about the guy, because anybody you're open to like it. Right. But I'm just talking about anybody, or even when they're using it against you.
Open,
that's what I'm saying. Even when they're using it against you, they still like that you're open to them.
Right.
But I'm saying that people around could be feeling that, oh, this is too open. That's correct. You understand? Just like if a woman has, done D and C before, and then the woman now come, maybe a man wants to marry her, and she's like,
what is this? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like abortion,
Okay.
yeah. So a woman comes to you and says, oh, my darling that want to marry me, I've done abortion before. That's a little bit too information.
Yeah, that's.
Do you understand?
That's a little too heavy.
Yeah. Because it's not, see, the thing is, my thing about being open, like I told you before, the reason I'm very open to you was I was in a relationship where I had to keep a lot of secrets because of immaturity from his end.
Right.
Because anything you say will definitely be flipped around and be used against you.
Right.
It might at that point in time it might be understanding. But later they'll use it against you.
Right.
Oh, is it not you that did this the other time? Did you not lie to me the other time? And now later came and told me that you lied, though. Yeah. Did you not? You understand? So with that, I was constantly in a lying mood. I became a lying Mohammed.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
Which is not good for any relationship. It's not healthy because.
Why is it called lying Mohammed?
Because the Mohammed is a liar. Okay. But that's the person's name is. I think the person's name is liar something Mohammed. And but he lied a lot, so Nigerians turned him and started calling him lying Mohammed. Yeah. Okay. So, but do you understand what I'm saying, John? Yeah. Yes. So I think So based on that, when I met you, I told you, I said, I came out of a relationship where I was subjected to a liar, and it's not something I am proud of. I want to do. So if I cannot tell you everything, let's discuss it now so that I can go my way. Because I don't want to be able to pretend about anything, hide my finance just because I don't want you to take it from me. You understand that kind of thing?
I won't take it from you, but you're still hiding your finance.
You know how much I have. I don't give it to you, but you know how much I have. You have access to it, but you're not going to take it. The essence of giving you the card is to put money, not to take money.
That's right.
It's what I'm saying. So, but in that case, I rather not even collect his money from him than him know how much I have. Because the moment he's knowing how much I have, he's putting $1 and he's taking $100. So yeah.
Right.
So that's my own take.
Right.
On it. So about being too open, is that there's some things that might backfire if you don't really know the person in question, because you might be telling someone that you think is mature, but the person has a weak heart, a weak mind, a weak mentality. At the moment when the gist is flowing, the person is shaking the head. Oh, I understand. But eventually it will all be accusations against you. Yeah. So So while you're exposing so much information, I believe that you should be, you should weigh the options, weigh and balance. Yeah. Let's say, for example, a woman had 100,000 before marriage, right? And it's been in a safe place. It's not a place where he has access to.
Yes.
Why go and tell the man, I have 100,000 I kept away somewhere? You understand?
Right.
Try to know him first. Because he might be the kind of person that the moment you tell him, I have, he won't work again. He will invest on that one. And very versa, the same thing, you might be a woman that the moment you tell her you have. So you have to try to first of all, it's not, you're just talking to someone that telling the person, do you not have been homeless 5 times? The person is calculating in their head, wow, this girl is a useless girl. So she's actually waiting for me to come so she can invest in me. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand the person you're telling those truths to. You have to also weigh it. Is it a truth that will destroy me, or is this a truth that I definitely need to know about here before you start talking about knowing the order?
So let's flip this conversation. Let's take it to the next page. So we're seeing this idea of people being not what they say they are, right? When we go past that, when we look at the idea beyond what it is, so you ask yourself, okay, my masks are down now, but can I survive the revelation? Can I survive the fact that these things are being revealed about myself, right? How? Because oftentimes you don't know exactly who you are until you are seen through the eyes of others. So our relationship, for instance, right? We might see it within the relationship, but on the outside, people might view us different. they might see us wearing different masks. So within us, we know who we are, right? We feel safe within our life and our relationship. But on the outside, how people perceive us could be inflammatory. It could be something that they put the mask on themselves. Like for instance, remember, they have that perception like it's not. So I don't have that mask. I don't pretend about where my battles are. My battles is not with you.
Yeah.
My battles with business and money, trying to get some real paper.
Yeah.
It's my battles. So why should I try to force you to be something that you don't want to be, or something? I don't even care about those things. Those things that people. So you know what I'm saying is, in every relationship you see, it's not exactly what it is. The relationship itself might appear to have a mask, but we don't care about the mask. It's the people on the outside that actually see what they see, and then claim that we're wearing masks. Someone could see me, you and I, and say, "Pastor James not who she is." But Frank, remember people told you I was fake?
Yeah.
That's the mask they put on me.
You know, in that case, a lot of people, and I'm saying including me,
Right.
I was like that. Because remember, I told you, I think it was 2 months ago, that after I got married to you, then I realized that some people are actually happy in their marriage. I used to think that people who come out on Facebook to kiss, that they were all doing show, because I was part of the show.
Right.
Do you understand? I was broken inside, but I was wearing a mask for people to think I'm happy.
Right.
So I thought that was what everybody that we are happy were presenting. So when you hear such things from people, it means that they are either fake. Remember when I wanted to get married, I told that when I went to pray and I said, God, is this guy fake? With all this is lovey-dovey and so kind and all those. And God asked me a question. He said, are you fake? Right? Because that's what you know. Most times what people know is what they put on others. Right. So I don't think that has anything to do with us, or has anything to do with the people that those people are trying to mask. Yeah, because if someone is sad in a relationship, they assume that every other person is sad. If their relationship is fake, they just come to the public and they kiss. So everybody that they see kissing in public, they believe you are fake.
Yes.
If their relationship is toxic, and they see you, so it's just misery likes company. So I think that one, in that particular case, most people expect that people are going to be who they are, but everybody cannot be you. Everybody is. I had a friend. That's I think she's one of Angel's godmother, right?
Okay.
When we all got married, I personally, I even told her recently that I never believed genuinely that the way she was with her husband was actually who they were.
Yes.
Because the husband was, oh my God, it was all about her. In fact, she was the trophy. So I thought that there was definitely some sort of pretense, I believe that there was actually some sort of pretense going on within both of them until I got married to you. And I told her recently, I think about 3 weeks ago, we were talking about marriage, and she said something. I said, do you know that if it were before, I would have thought that that the truth is not complete. But now I can relate with you because that's where I am right now. I didn't think that husband and wife can be in the same house for 6 months, 1 year, without fighting, without quarreling. Come on now. So when people come out and say, I've never quarreled with my husband, you're not like that woman that told us, B's mom, I don't want to call her name, BL's mom, that told us one time, she said for 30-something years she has been with her, for something years she has been with her husband. They've never argued for 1 day.
Okay, yeah.
Remember her? Yeah. So, but if it were before, I'd be like, I better go sit down. It's old school. It's not old school. There are couples who don't fight. There are couples who don't argue.
He's mellow, she's mellow.
He's mellow, she's mellow. He said they've never argued. The husband has never slept this way. And they're 40-something years in marriage. For 1 day, she has never frowned her face. So my husband offended me, and no. She said every Sunday they sit down and they talk. It has been like that for 40-something years, and even till now.
Wow.
Every Sunday they sit down and the husband says, babe, is that what I did? Okay, this is what you did, and they talk about it. So there's nothing like, you don't give me room to express myself.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the husband says something she did wrong, she would kneel down. If she says something she did, she said, my husband kneels down before me and say, babe, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If he needs to kneel. If I need to kneel, I kneel and say, babe, I'm sorry. And it has worked for them for 40-something years.
Right.
But someone else will go outside now and be saying, excuse me, which I've heard before, that the woman is the one controlling her husband.
Right.
Because for that guy, he feels like any couple that is like this, which people have told you before, that I'm the one controlling you.
Right.
Because in their head, a man should be like this, a man should be boo 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 boo. That's what they know.
Right.
So any guy who the wife is the trophy, who the wife is his goddess, which is what he's supposed to be, feel like it's either we put you guys in a bottle. Because some people have said that I put you in a bottle. That's why you do everything I want here.
Right.
So it's
just some country,
yeah.
One of the things that I've learned about being a man is, I read somewhere that the decisions makes a man. So you got to decide and do it. Period.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But if you don't decide, then you're still a woman, basically.
Yeah.
And you gotta, man, what defines a man is your decisions. That's what makes your life mean anything.
Yeah.
So you gotta decide if you're gonna jump or not jump,
Yeah.
But you gotta do one. You gotta do something. I think that when people have perception, people don't know you. They think they know you. They think they know how much you've gone through, what you've overcome, and what you would do in the future. People have no idea. They think they know what matters to you. People, even within the relationships, people might have a wrong perception of what matters to you. And so you can mask subconsciously. You can mask things without being visceral about it. You could mask things without being apparent. It can be completely latent about what you mask.
Yeah.
You could mask things subconsciously, right? I like my wife the weight she has now. I don't have to mask it. Everybody knows. She doesn't want me to put that on her. She wants to lose weight, but I don't think she loses a dime, nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's no mask in that.
Yeah.
Now, the mask she put on me is that she thinks that I like people that over size 24, 20. She always yells at me that I like big women size 26, 24, 28. I don't think it gets up to 28, but 24 below, from 18 to 24.
Yeah.
That's what she thinks is my spec.
Well, that's what your spec is.
You see what I'm saying? That's what she
With,
keeps saying.
with evidence.
She keeps
That's
saying,
your spec with evidence.
She keeps saying that
At least I have evidence.
I've had
I have
big
evidence.
big girls in the past, but I'm more let's say I'm less primitive than I was. I'm less primitive than I was. I'm a little more polished now, especially as I have just one choice. So, I mean, I still appreciate, but from a distance.
Yeah.
Because my wife sees everything. She sees in spirit, she sees in the dark, she sees in reality, she sees, everywhere.
Yeah. So, but back to what we're saying, right? But just like you said, it's that thing you said is very true. That sometimes we mask without even realizing that we mask. Yeah. And you know why? There was something Bucci said here.
Right.
Martins Abino Clash said it's. He said, "I like very open people. I'm very open myself. It actually shows people with good self-esteem. So a lot of people have low self-esteem without knowing that they do. Do you understand? They don't know that they have low self-esteem, and that's why sometimes they mask up a lot. They tend to cover up a lot. Raymond can relate to you.
It seems like all the action is on that phone.
I'm telling you, this is Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. So Takari said, yes, she does. She has ego eyes. I can testify.
It's very true.
Yeah, Takari says she can testify that I have ego eyes. Can you imagine? Don't expose me like that.
She looks at everything that walks around.
Yeah.
Everything I'm looking at, Passage is looking at too.
Yeah.
And she talks. She will ask you directly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the relationship we have. I don't have to pretend about anything. That doesn't mean that I don't.
See, guys look at Passage all the time.
Yeah.
She's fine. I know it.
Yeah.
I know she's fine. I know you're looking too.
Yeah.
Just pray that you don't come in touch with me. Yeah, you can watch from Maryland, watch from Houston. Just make sure you're not in LA, because
Yeah.
we heat it up over here. We always fired up,
Don't come close.
Always fired up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's just a matter of if you're looking, it's a simple thing. Close your eyes. That's all.
Yeah, we got that 22, 45, 38 over here. So you can look from a distance with your Holy Bible, but you come close, you might get pimp slapped.
Holy
That's
Spirit
a fact.
activate. Holy Spirit activates. Yeah. So
Right.
but the low self-esteem part, that's so true. Because a lot of people actually have really low self-esteem. To where they don't even know that they do have low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And
Somebody said that. I'm not sure if it was Justin Timberlake. He said, he said, I love black women, but this is racist. Yes. Another time somebody said, I have class, but this thing has no self.
That's no self-esteem.
So if that's anybody, any
God
bushman will do.
God forbid.
Yes, that's what I said too. God forbid.
Yeah, I said that's funny. Brother Joe says one can't lie to Prophetess IJ because the one she meets physically will be
spiritually revealed. But what she doesn't know is that me and God talk to. me and God have conversations also.
That's the problem.
So it's not everything.
These are just exposed. She said her husband says that what can't lie to me because what you don't tell me physically, God will show me spiritually. I mean, it's a privilege, and I don't take it for granted.
No, you can't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Especially a guy like me. That's Augusta. I know I'll be a Koroman. I know it's in there.
Daddy G.O. So we catch him red-handed. Bro, stop. Stay one place.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but these things we are talking about actually are things that cause problems in marriage.
Right.
And people are afraid to talk about these things. You understand?
Right.
Like people are afraid to. Some people will say, "Oh, I saw this about my husband. I caught this about my husband." And I said, "Have you told him?" No, I've not told him. I can't tell him. Why can't you tell him? That's why he's your husband. You're his wife. You guys should be able to talk and relate. Be able to express whatever situation it is or whatever the issues are. Be able to relate it with one another. I think that's the essence of companionship. Because marriage is supposed to be companionship. That's why to some I understand Norma's view and I still understand the view of the people that are around her, that when they hear what she says, because like I said, it's in two ways. You have to understand the person who you're exposing those ugliness to. But I still believe that a man, if you're a crybaby, cry before your wife. If your wife is a crybaby, she should cry before her husband. I believe that husband and wife should be vulnerable to each other. They should not pretend about their vulnerability. They should not pretend. Yes, you do.
I have no more tears. My tears finished when I was in Long Beach.
Yes, you do. You have vulnerability is not just about tears. You understand? But being able to lay down your weaknesses. Yes,
tears.
you do.
I have crocodile
At
tears.
least I see your weaknesses all the time. You don't pretend about them. And just like I don't pretend about my weaknesses.
Tell me, what are my weaknesses? I want to know. If I'm serious, I want to know what my weaknesses are.
That's what I'm gonna tell you privately.
No, tell me now. I really don't know. Let's discuss it.
I mean, it's not anything too bad. Like when we got married, I hate curse words.
Oh yeah,
that's one thing I don't. That's why I say vulnerability is not necessarily weakness.
Okay.
It is a weakness that sometimes it's not just that this person is a crybaby.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you definitely.
I've gotten much better.
Very,
but
very,
I still
very,
have some work to do in that department.
Yeah, very, very, very. Yeah. I think Pastor Franq used to be very defensive.
About that?
No. He used to be very defensive in general.
Okay.
That's why, let's say, when we got married, I was always skeptical about correcting you. He gets very defensive. He feels like, you don't appreciate what I'm doing, but it wasn't anything like that. But I still understood that. I think it came from the fact that he used to do a lot and there was no appreciation. So anytime you want to talk about something he's not doing right, he felt, you're not appreciating what I'm doing. But he eventually understood that, no, I wasn't coming from that angle. I was coming from the angle that okay, this we need to work on, that we need to work on, which is also applicable to me. I used to be with someone that I was always very defensive from because I felt that everything I did you condemn. Because remember, there are some things that you've told me that I do that I was like, oh my god, you know, I've been slapped because of this before. And I thought the person was actually being mean or have been condemned for this before. And I thought I didn't know he was correcting me. But the difference is your approach and his approach. Because, like, for example, when you talk about not denting cars, right? And I told you, I said, see, not everybody, not because they don't have value for car,
Yes.
but a lot of people don't know that the moment your car has dents, the value in a market has dropped. But in the past, I've been told that, oh, why are you denting car? Why are you bashing car? Why not bashing car like having an accident? Like, I didn't care about scratches on the car.
Right.
Let's say if I park somewhere, somebody comes and scratch the car, I don't even care, I'll still be driving. I didn't know that he was talking from the fact that because if he goes to sell that car, it won't be what it was supposed to be sold just because of one scratch, you know. But you explained it to me and say, babe, how long are you gonna drive this car? When you want to sell this car, whether it is paid off or you're still owing the money, know that the price are gonna drop down.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I've heard this before, but I did not understand the content of it or the context of it. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, Ray said exactly. So I think it's so you know, back to the weakness. So the vulnerability is not necessarily, you know, it's just that thing that you know you're gonna be judged for.
Yes.
Or that thing that people can take advantage of.
Right.
Like you're too kind. Like what happened between you and that former lady, where you were too kind.
Yes.
And then she took it for granted. Why are you trying to get me to school? Why are you trying to do this? Because she felt, oh, you would do laundry, you will clean the house, and then the person then comes to the house and sees that it's not clean. Why is the house not clean? Why is food not made? You know, there are people that get to that point.
Right.
That's why if a guy loves a woman too much, they'll be like, oh, don't show her. Don't show her she's too beautiful, so that she does not take advantage of that. But I still believe that it is BS. I don't think he's right. I believe that both man.
So yeah, that's your. That makes sense. You know, I think that when you think about this idea of being vulnerable, like I want to flip that a little bit because you know, although I'm still working on using profanity, that's a fact. I don't use it as much, but my music has changed. And my music has not changed because I don't like hip hop music. It's changed because I have a new function. There's a new unction in my life. So I don't play hip hop music as much as I used to. In fact, in a whole year, I might listen to hip hop when something important is going on. So, like for instance, when Nas won the Grammy, I bought the album. When Jay-Z got inducted to the Hall of Fame, I paid attention to what was happening with him. So that's how I look at it. It's not like I play music. I listen to. So
that's the they need to understand what you do.
Right.
Because what you do with Hollywood makes you to you have to be aware. So it's not like you're just listening to music or you just play hip hop music. You need to know the producers that need to be awarded, what needs
everything,
to
all the soundtracks, everything's happening with, you know. By the way, the American Film Awards is February 22nd. You know, it's everywhere right now. It's tickets on sale, and so Jay-Z produced That of the Fall, right? And when we go to movie theaters, we run into rappers. Like we saw Common at the movie theater. You know, although we're pastors, when you see Common, he's a hip hop artist that won a Grammy and has an Oscar, right? And so you talked about all stars, but he has talked about his own life too. If you do speak to them, so it's not like I'm listening to rap just to enjoy rap. I'm almost 50 years old, right? Jay-Z is my age. Kanye West is close to my age. Nas is my age. You know, P. Diddy is my age. So these are my peers, right? So I'm not listening to. So as a pastor, God told me specifically, do not reference hip hop on the altar. He told me specifically. Pastor used to mention a little bit here and there, being precarious about it, being careful. But God told me explicitly, yo, listen, you cannot make examples or give inferences about hip hop on my altar, period. I like the music too, you like the music, but that's separate from the altar. God told me that. So I have to chill, right? So with cursing, I don't curse stupidly, right? People make me mad. Banks, issues, business. That's when that happens, right?
That's when that used to
Yeah,
happen,
that
but
when
it
that
doesn't
used to
happen
happen.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
try to keep it away from the home, but I can't be driving down the street praying with the vendors. It does not work in LA. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So it's right. I play gospel, but I have to be realistic about what I'm doing. So that's a different thing. It's a different. See, you cannot understand it unless you've lived it, right? You might have a little small cutlass in your house. When small armed robber come to your house, use a cutlass to slap them with your little cutlass. But I have a license to kill. I took a test, actually do a driving test. I took a license to shoot. I got my license. I can kill people. So it's not about because of the environment I live in. That's why. So these things shape your life.
Yeah.
Right? They shape your life. You can't just remove the bullets from my life. They're there. When people cross you, you don't start asking them, "Oh, did you just do that?" No. Your response might be a little different. I'm not a violent person, but the life that we live has pushed us to that point a little bit. So even in ministry, there's some things that people know about me, and because of those things, right? When you're in leadership, sometimes people need to be scared of you more than how much love they give you, and that's what helps people stay a little bit away from you, right? Because you need to keep that distance sometimes. And when we deal with celebrities, we see that they keep the publicists, the agents, the managers far away from the public so that you can reach to them easily. You can't reach them easily because they want to keep that distance. Not because of anything happening, but because they might be vulnerable. People are very vulnerable. So Passager in her position, she meets a lot of controversial things. So when we're dealing with public, we like to have the camera on. Because there's people trying to sue us, people trying to bring us down. You have to keep ruin your career or mess up your name. So we always run the camera in public spaces because there has to be collection and behavior and some kind of oversight on what's happening, right? So we can't mask too much, but we have to mask some things in our lives as pastors. There was a time that I couldn't give testimony about what God was doing in my life. You know what I'm saying? You know about that, right? I said you'd be like, no, don't say that. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't even say this. And so your mouth is shut. You're not saying what God is doing for you. And it feels frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes she would stop me from going to the pulpit because I may not be in the mood to not share. I might want to share something by force.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, sometimes you're not preaching today because your mouth is too hot. You cannot tell him that. Because I'm trying to hustle. So when God does something for me, I'm gonna shout it out. I wanna, when God blesses you, want to scream it out so that people can hear.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, that's not happening. Me, I don't care. I would say it. So
I can't believe you sold me like that.
It's true.
But you still have to understand. That's the thing. Everybody, we are all different.
Yeah.
Personalities are different. I don't like people to feel rubbing things in their faces, and we are still in a community where people overjudge people. Because I've heard things like I've heard so many things like, oh, you brag too much, or you do this, and I'm like, we are not even telling quarter of what God is doing. You understand? So so that's why most times when people think they know us too much by what, I'm like, okay, just keep it calm because you don't know anything. But at the same time, it's not like I used to be a testifying person until I got to the position. And even when I was in the position, I used to always testify until people started giving me feedback like, must you say this? You're boasting. When someone comes to your face and says, oh, you're always boasting, your husband is always boasting, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't even know quarter of anything. And just the little one they feel you're boasting when you know that you're still under the carpet. So it's like,
it's far away from what you're trying to get to. See, the reason it's important for us to boast in our position is so that you can learn what we do and gain from that experience.
So when you try to teach them, they look at it as you coming to sell off.
Yes.
To show off.
It's not show off. There's no reason for this. See, I have a contract on the table from Las Vegas where we have the conference. And the price they give us is so low. I'm thankful for that. But I can't say it in the altar. Because they might think I'm boasting. I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. I have contracts with Live Nation, the AIG. I'm trying to sign these contracts. I want to share how it's done. I want to show you how I did it, right? So you can go do it for your hustle. But if I sit at the altar, you're gonna say Frank is posting. He's supposed to get my money.
Yeah.
I've been here 20 years hustling, trying to get it.
No, actually 22.
22 years, right? So I want to share some of those things, but I'm not allowed to share it because it looks like I'm talking to Hollywood and being too fresh.
Yeah.
When I started hustling for films, there was no Nollywood.
Yeah.
You dig? So that's why, like, I feel strained sometimes, and that's what I call a subconscious mask.
Yeah.
We must pretend.
Yeah.
we must
No.
pretend.
We must not pretend. That's
No,
not pretending.
we're forced to
but
pretend.
sometimes you still have to, like, there's sometimes, like, when there's some circle that we are in, like Pastors Forum, for example.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah,
say
they-
everything
they can
because
say-
they need to
they-
learn.
they can
They
say
need
that.
to also they need to live beyond tithe and offering.
Right.
They need to understand that ministry is not about tithe and offering. So show them so that they will know what to do, so they can do and also grow themselves. Yeah. So there was some audience that you be in, and I'm like, okay. And my boss said, Takari, she said prophetess has saved me quite a few times from over testifying.
Right.
Because it happened to her too. She was my boss, remember?
Yeah.
Remember her, yeah. It happened to us a few times when we were at work, and I'm like, you know what? That sometimes you just sometimes I'm like, because I see when she says some things, I'm in the background. I hear what people say. I see what they do. I see their act and their body language,
Right.
And just like you said, me, I'm the kind of person, if God doesn't show me, my eye sees. So I read body language. In fact, it's as if I did a course, body language. See, trust me, when it comes to body language, this girl right here, I don't know how I got the grace, but I know body language. Even when you're smiling and you're not smiling the real smile, I will tell Pastor Fan, this smile is not real. And at the end of the day, it may take years, but one day it's gonna come and it was not a real smile. So, and that was exactly what happened with I and her. When I said, Takari, that testimony you gave is gonna cost you. And eventually she'll lose that thing. How? Because some people have gone behind because she testified. Of course they can't. So I don't think I still don't think he's masking. I think it's just wisdom. You understand? Yeah. Because if you're talking to another pastor about what you did, I'm like, okay, that's fine because But if you're speaking in a certain audience, if you're speaking sometimes in the midst of guys, it's okay. But just understand the audience and some people. Yeah. So that's just basically what that is. But I'm still going back to the topic mascot. So what is your advice and your take on people who are in a relationship? What's your take? Like, let's say a person has children, like you have 3 different children from 3 different men, or 3 different women, or you're broke, or you reach standard for the other person where they go meet. What's your take on that issue?
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Because the person that you are now, although they're being judged, is not who you're going to be tomorrow. So don't pay too much attention about, because you see, remember a week and a half ago, I asked you this question about money. I said, when you have all the money you need, and you have all the goals, all the dreams fulfilled, all the kids, what would you do with your time? What will you do with your time? In fact, let's ask that question. If you had, here's the question, right? Here's the question I asked Pastor Jay about a week and a half ago. I asked this question. I said, I'm referring back to be yourself. That's what I'm setting up a scenario. Answer this question, guys. If you had all the money you wanted, had all the fame, had all the responsibility taken care of, everyone around you has all the money because you've been blessed. So you bless them also. So everyone is, and you're not retired. You're just not working for money anymore. You're not thinking. You're not in that space of thinking about money.
Because everything is set up. Money is working for you already.
See, money is already working for you. The people that I know that have not discussed the bill in the last 40 years, they don't have any concept of, I got to pay my T-Mobile bill. Like when you look at the programming of their stuff, I give you an example, Will Smith. When you talk to Will about his bill, right? In conversation with Lasseter James, you see that T-Mobile pays his bill for 10 years. That you're not even discussing the month-to-month drag of that. Right? So I'm still at the point where I still have to pay monthly, right? And sometimes you go to the gym, you want to pay for the whole year. But sometimes they force you to be in the monthly level. The people that I know, they don't discuss money anymore. They only discuss ideas. They stopped discussing money 40 years ago.
Amen.
So I want us to think back. I know we're not there yet, but think about this. If you're already there now to where you're not discussing money, what would you do with your life? You wake up in the morning, you pray, you do this, you eat breakfast, you sit down, you have your remote in your hand. From the time you have your remote in the hand to the time you sleep, what would you spend your time doing? That thing you'll be doing is who you are.
Can I say this?
Yes.
As sad as it sounds, everyone will get there unless you don't live long enough. Do you understand?
Get there next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said
question.
unless you don't live long enough. So it's actually a good question because everybody's gonna retire one day. Everybody's either you're retire broke or you retire rich. But whichever way, after you've retired, that you cannot go out again. You know, you're now in a confined space. You know, there's nothing more to do. It's a very.
I don't want you to be confined. I want you to have a lot of options of what to do.
Okay.
I want your life to still be young to where you can do anything. You have all the money, you have all the time, right? What would you spend your time doing? Because that thing you would spend your time doing is really what you should be doing now. Because whether you have money or not, that's what gives you joy. That's who you are. That's the essence of your purpose. That's why you came to this world. What is it you'll be doing with your time? Some people say I'll be writing books. Some people say I'll be making music. Some people tell me they'll be working on a novel. Some people say they'll be evangelizing. Some people might be praying for deliverance. Some might be doing philanthropic work. Whatever it is, you must connect to the spirit of
Me,
life.
I know at that point I'm gonna be sharing money, affecting lives. I've told you that before.
Okay.
What I'm gonna be doing there,
You
I will
just be
spend
said-
it serving others through missionary work. That's
Sure.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sakori said, I'll be spending my time traveling and buying land and building several affordable communities. That's right. And that's exactly who she is.
Right. So
Yeah.
so that's exactly what you should be doing now. Whatever you should be doing then, that's what you should be doing now.
When Pastor Frank asked me this question, I told him I'll be affecting life, but most I'll be sharing money. And he said, remove that money part now.
Don't be sharing money.
He said, don't be sharing money now. You
Share
said,
goodwill.
no, you said you're already doing that, but reduce the sharing money part.
Right.
But I'm not just saying it as money. I just love to see people happy.
Right.
I like to feel like I ate and
Pray
someone
for
else
them,
also ate.
Pray for them, then God bless them. For real.
Pastor Frank said that's exactly who you are. But just remove the money part and be affecting life.
Especially money that comes out of her without me knowing. That's the part that needs to stop.
Stop.
Just stop to yourself too. Right. So, that's the thing. You must connect to that abundance. That's what I call it. The Bible calls it abundance.
Yeah.
When you get to the spirit of abundance, when you get to the point of abundance in your life, what would you spend your time doing? That's the quality of your life. That's the actual essence of your life. I'll spend it $7 again. Get there. Something different.
No, nobody talks from Facebook.
Okay.
If you're on Facebook, tell us what you'll be spending your time doing. I love the feedback from you too.
Yes.
Facebook, give us your feedback.
Please don't forget to subscribe,
Please don't forget to subscribe and put your notification bell.
like, and share.
Yeah.
Notification bell too. Don't forget my little channel is still growing. Help my brother out, okay? Go to Franq.com and subscribe over there, Franq.com.
And help your brother out.
Every time I get to the point that I enter a major storm. What? Storm, break it down, let's hear it.
Yeah, please break it down. But I understand what she's
Okay.
saying, but I want her to break it down. Well, I don't know how much you want me to talk about
Okay.
it. You understand?
It's
Yeah.
private, but
Yeah, break
that-
it down. Yeah. I would be spending my time traveling, Auntie, just so you know, most of the time the questions we'll bring and the topics we'll come to share are things that people tell us about and they want us to share and help them with feedbacks. So same thing, if you have anyone, you can also let us know. You can inbox me, and also, most times I and Pastor Frank we tend to help a lot of people as much as we can. And that's one of the reasons why we started this relationship Mondays, where I've had a bittersweet experience in marriage and relationships, not relationships, marriage, because that was almost my first. So, and then the same thing with you too. I enter very aggressive spiritual warfare and I start over. It's a cycle that I've not been able to break. That's why I said,
You got to talk about this. Has to be taken care of. Can't be going back and forth.
I was telling you about it last week. I was telling you about her that remember I was telling you the Houston house that was sold, Louisiana.
That has to stop. That has to stop.
I was mad. He was mad when I told him the story.
I was very mad.
That's why I said I want her to say it by herself. I don't know how much she want me to talk about on live.
Because
Norma said, go ahead, please. Norma said, I would be traveling the world, making short movies, documentaries, so every content I visit. I also have multiple NGOs in Africa. Norma, let's go, baby, let's go. That's the thing.
Plant the seed for it now.
That's the thing, and that's why I feel like this thing you introduced is very, very good. Because people say, when I retire, they don't know that.
Do you now? Yes. Do you now? Do you know?
Because this is the best time to plan for your retirement. Some people say, when I'm 60 years, I'll buy life insurance. Your life insurance should start now.
No.
It's not because you're going to die. Because some people are so scared. No. Because what you have at old age, because that's actually, there are some life insurance that starts paying you after retirement. You understand? Some people think that life insurance is just for their children. No, it's for you also. Some people have good life insurance that they retire at 50 and have their life insurance take care of them.
By the way, I have a license. You want a life insurance? Call me up. You have a license.
Hit him up.
Let's get that money.
Hit him up. So no, I'm studying now.
Studying now. Programming to start now. Plant the seeds. See, tomorrow's retirement starts with today. So pretend that you're retiring now. Pretend that you're done now. But Takari, this thing you're talking about.
We need to talk about it.
Let me just say something on it. Now while she's here. There are forces that lead you to success, and there are forces that lead you from success. There are elements in your life that take you there, and the elements that bring you down. And they're the same people. So watch out for the guys that you're with when you're on your rise. And watch out and pay attention. Like do an inventory of who was with you when you came down. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch the man. And men, you gotta watch the women.
And also sometimes in life, and I'm sorry I'm bringing this up, Takari. Sometimes people you have in your life, sometimes there are some people that God brings in your life for a specific
for a season,
a specific reason.
Function,
And what the devil will do is that he will always pull you away from them.
Absolutely.
Because he knows that this is where your testimony lies.
This is what's gonna help you.
Yes.
That's why you gotta watch who they are.
Yes, like I was on this. I was not a pastor. I was definitely on this heavy with her. Like she said that sometimes she was my boss. That's the person I was talking about that entered her office. And I was like, God, open my eyes because I need to work here. And God opened my eyes and showed me. And she hired me, So, but at a point, the devil had to definitely pull us apart. Either by her resigning or by her stopping to talk to me. And then,
when the devil does that, that means you have a great destiny. That's number one.
That's the
You're not a regular person. The devil is tossing in different states and different. That means you're not regular. There's something he's trying to disrupt. He's encrypting your life with BS so that you make the wrong choice. That's why you must have great counsel. Once you know that you're blessed, get some wise men and women around you. You have to have a team.
You have to have a team
of warriors, prayer people. You gotta have a team. Jesus had a team. Jesus did not move into action until he recruited a team. You got the money boy, you got Peter, you got Paul, he brought the people together to surround him.
And then they were the inner
circle. Of course, you can't do it yourself. Don't try to ride by yourself. You have to be the center. The team got to surround you for you to move. Because they'll tell you. See, they'll tell you whether. Go watch this. Watch Kevin Hart with Wesley Snipes
Yeah.
on Netflix. Go watch that. I just saw it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart.
You see that what destroys
What
it
it
in a
takes for a man to
second.
lose everything is 1 second.
Just
one
a wrong
bad-
company.
One bad, he was his brother.
Yeah.
And so you can take the wrong advice and just go down the right hole, just lose everything.
And that's the thing that people don't know. Even in marriage, there's nothing like my mother said, my father said, because sometimes somebody can tell you, oh, I saw your wife with a man. You don't know that this person is only but jealous of your relationship. You know, so and that can be your mother. Takari said, I saw the movie.
Cool. You saw what happened to Kevin, right? You saw how easy it was him. That's just that one drink he took changed everything. I've not even finished it, so I don't even know what happened. But I know I saw him kill that dude, right? And so you can see how you sometimes gotta take over what's yours. When they killed that guy, he took over. He got back to normal. Like what was normal for him was his brother always ripping him off.
Yeah.
And so to bring that to your situation, every time you see you lose, every time you lose money. In my case, every time I lose money, right? I always ask myself, number one, I was less informed, or I was not with God. If I'm with God, I lose money. Then there's a lesson for me to learn. But if not with God, then I can't even blame myself because I had no coverage. Right? So moving forward, what needs to happen is you must count the blessings that you have, because God never drops you to zero. He doesn't let the devil do that. There's still some seed in there that you can use to come back to normal. And once you come back to normal, protect it with God. Even though you're way up, protect it so that you're not dealing with the BS anymore that takes you down. You must stay up there because most rich people don't stay. You know, getting rich is easy. Staying rich is problem. You're staying rich requires a lot more. Sure, as you tell you, I'm very strict when it comes to many things. If you're showering, I hear it running too long, you better turn that shower off ASAP. You know, if you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to share it. See, when I want to watch Netflix, you better not be sharing my account with me. Because we pay 3 Spectrum bills. We're not trying to be playing games, you know. So we don't want waste, we don't want misuse, we don't want resources not being resourceful. So I'm always watching the money to make sure we're not screwing up, right? That's the fact. So that's why when you see it coming, you must make sure that you're not vulnerable. You know, and if you know, 08, I lost 8 homes. And I asked myself, why did I lose 8 homes during that period? And some friends told me, there's a guy I met recently, he told me, Frank, I had a friend, you lost 8, I have a friend that lost 25.
Wow.
We saved 10. We had to let 15 go. I said, how'd you guys do it? He said, well, I'm a real estate agent and I have accountants and I have bankers in my team. And we looked at these 25 properties this man had. I said, okay, you can't keep 15, but you can keep 10. We're going to salvage these loans, refinance them, and modify them and get it back. But I had 8 homes, but I didn't have a team. I didn't have accountants on my side. I didn't have lawyers. I didn't have bankers. Now I do. Right? So when I go down, I hold it anymore. So at the time, I thought I was cool. I was pimping, but I didn't have the background. I didn't have the game plan to exit problems, you know. Now, as you know, so we must have that financial team and spiritual team. For me, that's what I have. I have a financial advisor team. I have a spiritual team. We must all work together to make sure I stay rich. That's the bottom line. I ain't going to hell. I've been there. I ain't going back. I've been homeless twice in the last decade. So I ain't trying to go back. You know what I'm saying? So you must force success to stay at top. You must force it to stay in position. You can't be negotiable, right? Both spiritually and physically. That's the bottom line. Okay,
but that's the truth,
the
right.
private session should
I'll let you know.
Sure, cool. But you get the idea. What I was trying to say is
we can actually talk tomorrow. We can actually make it tomorrow. Norma said, Pastor Frank, I love that question. It's such an eye-opener to what exactly you should be focusing on. Sometimes we get sidetracked, chasing money and opportunities. And I think this is a great question to help me think about both.
Let me add that. Let me add something. I know that I want you to see how God brought that question to me. I was watching Rick Ross. Rick Ross, again, we're back to hip hop. I was watching Rick Ross. He gives very good interviews about business. Some of world star hip hop watching Rick Ross, right? And he asked a question about business, about one of the franchises he had. As he was talking about that question, God talked to me. and asked me this question. Put yourself in the shoes of Rick Ross. He has the biggest house in Atlanta. The biggest living space in Atlanta belongs to him. He has at least about 40 cars, right? Luxury cars, Phantoms, Lambos, right? Raris, right? So we know that. So he has all this money. Now, I'm not sure of the women in his life, but I know he has some kids. He has some kids. I don't want to have to, if I see the kind of women he has, we're not going to leave here today. So there are women in his life. So he has all the success. He has all the happiness. He's talented. He can rap. Got producers from Justice League to Night Wonder. Many producers around him. Metro Boomin. They're working on stuff from Zaytoven. He's blessed. God said to me, listen, Rick has everything. What do you think he does with his time? What does a rich person that has everything do with their time? Place yourself in that space. And I thought about it, like you're catching the drift, right? How important that question is. And so I threw it over to Pastor Ajay. So sometimes I might be doing some research at night on something that's not related. Like why did they kill Young Dove? It's my interest, hip hop and film and media. But God still talks to me in that space. He still comes to ask me questions in that space that I can then use in my life and bring to us. So I'm glad you recognize that question. It's being powerful.
Yeah,
it's a very powerful
I told you that.
It didn't come from me.
I was like,
I want to take it back to God because God asked me that question. It wasn't from me, trust me. It was from God. But it was from God.
And Pastor Franq has asked all our kids that question. And they've been dealing with that question. It's a very great question. Somebody said, Leslie said, would love to know what you think my purpose in life is.
Okay. Who's Leslie?
Leslie, I don't know. She said Leslie Sunshine.
Oh, Leslie, my sister. That's Leslie now. Leslie.
Yeah.
What your purpose is?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I have to call Leslie to find out.
But you can.
That's a question that we can definitely deal with.
Yeah.
Because it requires you to. So that's a big question. Yeah. So we can't do it on this. Yeah. So we'll have to connect later. That's
but if she understands this question you asked, it's going to also help her to understand her purpose. Yes. Because this question you asked is just asking someone what is your purpose in life without them knowing. Because most times people get confused the moment they hear the question purpose. But they don't know that purpose is connected to your life, what you love doing.
Right.
What if they take away money? Take away
what you love doing.
What you love doing. That's exactly what you asked us. What do you love doing? You understand? When you're retired, when the money is in the bank account, what will you still be doing? What would you be living for? Would you just be existing? Because that's how depression comes in.
Yes.
Where they just sleep and wake up, or would you find your hands?
That's why someone like Robin Williams would kill himself when he has $500 million. That means the money is useless. The money is not all that there is. You need the money, yes, but you need more, right? There's so much more you need. Can I say a little bit about what Leslie's asking?
Yeah.
Just for the surface.
Yeah, please.
From what I know about her, her purpose is related to welfare, humanity. In other words,
I don't know. I'm seeing children.
Just exactly what I mean.
Is that what she does?
Just exactly what I'm talking about.
Because
that's what her passion is.
Immediately she asked the question, I just saw children.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
Purpose has to do with children. I don't know what Boys and Girls Club of America, YMCA, I don't know how this children thing will come into the mix. But that's the business. Her mom does the same thing. Her mom has a huge daycare. So
that's it.
She has a degree in human services.
Oh, really?
About this kind of
stuff.
That's your purpose is connected to that, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because
I don't know, immediately you asked that. Immediately as I was reading the question, I saw children.
Okay, so for sure, because she raises other people's children.
Wow.
She's involved with her own kids as well as those kids. So she's in that space.
Wow.
Everything I've known her has always been about community and helping people. So,
humanitarian job.
So
I don't know if Leslie got that. I don't know if she's still here. I don't know if she heard that. But then, it's definitely something that connects with. Yeah, I mean we could still talk with her.
For sure.
Yeah, later. Yeah. Norma said, okay. Raymond say I will spend my time doing mind therapy Everything that makes me happy and gives a purpose to my existence.
Right.
Reading, meditating, cooking, cleaning, and helping others. Okay.
That's living. That's just
That's living, yeah.
living quality life.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. Nama said, but it's hard to figure out purpose when you have many gifts and you are being pulled in so many different directions. Now, that. Do you know that this after I and Pastor Frank, we had this conversation when we got married. Even though the first time we had the conversation, it didn't end well because he thought I was play downing what he was doing, but that wasn't it. I told Pastor Frank, I said, most intelligent people I know don't make maximum use of their intelligence.
Sure.
And I told him, I said, most talented people I know usually die broke, or they are always broke.
Right.
But the second time we had the conversation, he now understood what I was saying.
Right.
And Norma has said it so, and it's good that he explain and you also explain it to them. Most people, when they have multiple things that they can do, it's usually an issue.
It is a big issue.
Yes, because they don't know how to start or which to start with.
Right.
But this is what I say to people like Norma. When you are multi-talented,
Right.
first of all, master one. Start on that one that you've mastered. You see that, my friend, that is a problem. She can make hair, she can sew clothes, she can do fashion, she can do. So at the end of the day, the person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the person is scattered because there's so, you understand the thing. So you can write book, you can pray, you can do this, you can just, all you need to do is start with one, master one.
Yes.
And that was what I told Pastor Frank when I got married to him. I say, babe, you do too many things at the same time. Master one.
Right.
Let's get one right. And that was how we now went back to American Film Award.
Yes.
I was like, no, let's go back. You have so many things on the table. You're working on this, working on that, working on that, working on that at the same time. I said, people like you stay intelligent. People like us are not so intelligent that we get going and we do things that eyes can see.
Right.
Why? Because we come and we buy ideas from people like you who are super intelligent,
Right.
and then we put them in.
That's actually an option. Not every idea you have is for you to develop.
Exactly.
Some ideas you have to sell. The guy that owns Instagram sold it to Mark Zuckerberg.
Did you hear that, Pastor Frank? Please say that again.
So not every idea
Hold
you
on
have.
now. Jimayo. English.
Okay.
Take it easy.
No,
Because they
no,
need to hear
okay.
this. Yeah.
So not every idea you have is for you to develop. You understand? So the idea of having a big social network was started before Mark Zuckerberg. Somebody else had a Friendster, whatever. The MySpace. All these things were there before Mark came. But when Mark came, he knew how to crystallize it. Google tried to buy it from him for $3 billion. He said, no, I'm going to develop this. Right? So now he pushed it forward, and he saw people around him. He saw that WhatsApp was important. He bought it. He saw that Instagram was important. He bought it. Now he owns these two companies. He owns Instagram, he owns WhatsApp. Brought it into space. He owns Oculus. Oculus is a virtual reality sunglasses, right? For playing games in the virtual reality. And then he gathered it together called the metaverse. Right? So if you're somebody else, you want to sell him something. He tried to buy Snapchat. Snapchat said no. Now I'm hearing that Snapchat is going to be a big game player in metaverse. Because things about Snapchat, the characters created there like avatars that are futuristic.
I don't know Snapchat.
Yeah, it's done by a few people, but here's the thing. No, I spoke to you yesterday in Obi's house, right? And I was telling you about this idea of you having a brand, your own brand. Because I looked at your Instagram and some great things there, and I concluded that you should sell something. Here's the thing. Purpose equals product. Purpose equals product.
I need somebody to write that.
If your
Purpose equals product.
Your purpose better say make you some money. Your purpose can't just be by itself, right? Your purpose needs to make you some money. Go to water.org. Just water. Water.org. If you go there, you see a website.
A young guy, yeah.
About water, right?
Yeah.
And Matt Damon is one of the founders.
Yeah, he is the founder.
Right.
Right?
So yeah, he's one of the founders. It might be a co-founder, but water.org. All they do is create pumps in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
So that's using his celebrity as an actor. He has enough millions to raise awareness about water, and he's putting pumps around the world. That's fulfilling purpose, right? So you can be an actor, a producer. Now, Jay-Z is a rapper. Kofi Annan former Secretary General of the United Nations, called him and said, Jay, I want you traveling around the world and raise awareness about water. And Jay-Z did the same thing and raised awareness about water. Obama called Jay-Z and said, listen, I want you to galvanize the youth and make them vote for me. That's politics. He's a rapper, but it equals politics. So everything you do in life, as you get to a certain stage, you see why. So, like, Martin Luther King was a reverend. He's a doctor, but at some point, he found his purpose. I have a dream. That became his purpose, to help change the narrative of Black America for the century. So you must understand that your purpose is bigger than you. So Will is an actor. Will Smith is an actor, right? But all this acting is giving him a platform to now become ability to affect people's lives. That's why if you look at Will Smith's YouTube account, you start seeing life happen. He's not acting. This is real life. So the experience in his real life has helped impact the world and help impact people's lives. That's purpose. Now, when you become great at something, you then have a platform. What you do with that platform becomes your purpose. But that platform will also make you money, right? So when you create your name, you create a brand. So you take your talent, put your name on it, create a product that sells. There's nothing else. There's no deeper explanation. Now, with respect to being too diverse, it doesn't work. You must focus on one thing first, make money from that, right? So I love and I have the passion for making film. But when I came to Hollywood, I realized that films won't give me the kind of money I want. Like chasing people, trying to get a part, trying to direct films here and there was not making money for me, period. I realized I had to be on the intellectual property side of it, the business side of it. So we became executive producers of this show because this is what we feel will give us the deep, deep income, intellectual property and residual income. That's where my mind is at. And not for the flash, right? You can have 1 million followers on Facebook, but where's the money? Where's the bag? I'm interested in the bag, not the fame. Yeah. So that's the focus. You must pick one, right? So, but we're about to conclude. I truly believe that this final question we asked it's a departure from where we started. But the main reason for these talks is that we have, that we gain something, that we actually take something away. And I think the takeaway here to end on purpose makes sense, right? So back to the numbers question. How can I decide on purpose when I have so many gifts, right? Some gifts will not make you money.
That's right.
Not all the gifts you have will make you money, right? You might be pretty, you might be a model, you take nice pictures, you have a nice sense of style, but what's going to make you money is opening a cosmetic line at Walmart.
That's right, not doing the makeup on yourself.
Right, so that's what's going to make you money, right? You might model for somebody else, but you have your own brand. You can sell it to people that admire you. Be your own influencer, influence yourself.
So in other words, if you see those too many things you can do, those too many talents, weigh them and see which you are best at. And even if you are best at,
that's good. That's good. Who you're best at is great, but also what the market wants.
Exactly what I wanted to say. So I wanted to say, if the market is not favorable to what you're best at, you can still just
switch up.
Yeah,
switch up big time. If they only want to see your chest, but booty is what's selling, you better shift that camera and move it down somewhere else. Yeah, because you're still your body. You got to pick which part of that talent is selling, and focus on that. Right? You might be a great singer. Like Beyonce could be great at singing. Grammy was everything. But has she made it? What if she makes a pumpkin pie and everybody loves it? And look at what happened to Rihanna. Rihanna's, get my money, right? Rihanna, umbrella. But the minute she touched her hands on fashion and beauty, she got to the Forbes list.
And then now she has even retired from.
She don't want to sing.
Yeah.
When you get $400 million a year, what's the point of singing, right? So she's not going on tour. None of that is happening.
But that gave her a platform. So you have to understand what platform you need. Sometimes that great talent you have might not be selling at the time. So look for a platform if you stand on that platform, like some people are pastors in All Stars today, they're not necessarily going to end in All Stars, but that's a platform to actually even showcase who you are. You know, it's like, for example, I used to tell people, I say, I never appreciated growing business or growing ministries until now. Why? Because growing ministries give you opportunity to show what you have.
Right.
And I've given you an example before. I said like Christ Embassy, Sinach, and Franq.com. It was customers that exposed them, because while they were growing with the ministry and they were exposing their talent.
Right.
And the same thing happens, like this American Got Talent. You know, why they started, there were judges that they were using, and the more the showbiz grew, the more those judges grew bigger, and now they're internationally known. It's no longer a local thing. So that same way, just look for something, have a platform first. Start on the platform that you have, and then grow to the place where you want to be. But if you put your hand in something and it's not yielding anything because you have multiple talent, jump to another one.
Don't be scared. See, Puff Daddy, right? Sean Combs started with Bad Boy Records. From Bad Boy Records, he went to MTV. Right? Instead of working with MTV, creating a show about musicians on MTV. From there, he expanded even more into film, right? And sponsoring some of that. But now he went into Sean John, fashion. From Sean John, he went to Revolt. Revolt is a cable channel that belongs to Sean Puffy Combs. From Revolt, he went into iHeartRadio, he owns the Breakfast Club. Went into podcast, went to podcasting. He's still with TV, but it's still podcast. And anytime he will face a dream, Comcast had a big fight with him, like because they fused him a few channels, a few frequencies. So he went up on that, right? But now he's back to being like he's done water, he's mixing with the FUBs, big investments. And I'm not sure if he's doing anything with tech, but what I'm trying to say is that your talent can shift in different. I can tell you at least 40 websites that I own. None of them are functioning. Only about 6 might be functional now. And so what I'm trying to say to you is, there's so many ideas you're going to get every single day of your life. You can't run with all of them, but you have to get something from. If it's not making money, I have to shut it down. It's not it's not a fantasy.
Don't be afraid of trying it out.
Try it.
And don't be afraid of shutting it down.
Fail fast and get out and go to the next thing. But the talent, the gift is going to keep flowing. But one is going to blow you up. One's going to blow you up. Like everybody from Jay-Z. See, right now, 50 Cent has the #1 TV show on cable, BMF. I never seen it. I didn't even see Power. But he didn't start with doing that. He started with music. In the club, Wankster. That's where he started, and then went from there to producing Power. From Power, he's the one to BMF right now. So his TV is what's making him real money. And that may not even be his purpose. His purpose might be to change the welfare system and change how black men are 1 in 4 incarcerated in America. 1 in 4 black men are in jail. That might be his purpose, to stop that. You know what I'm saying? McNeil did that when he came out of jail. Let's stop this system. What they call the prison industrial concept, the prison industrial complex, where many men are even, on the ground. Nike's investing in prisons. So on that note, we shall leave you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
But still, I'm gonna say this, please, before we close down up. Going back to mask up, I feel that everybody should be authentic, be you, and if you're trying to get into any relationship, there's unless that thing is something that is, if it's a major issue, it's better you are aware of whatever the situation is, or he is aware of whatever the situation is, or she's aware of whatever the situation is very, very important. And also, like Pastor Frank said, understand your circle, understand your team, invest in your team. People don't like to invest in their team. Like, you're starting a company, you know that there are people that you're working in that company with. Invest in them. That's what Apple did, right? Invest in your team. You have to understand that, see, there is no big man without a team. There is no big woman without a team. And find your team carefully. Find your team carefully.
People that want you to succeed.
Yeah. The people that want you to succeed, not people that are scared of of your success, or people that are intimidated by your success, or people that not just intimidated or scared, but people that are negative,
Yes, yes.
slow-minded people. Don't even go to small minds when you're starting up a
Don't
team.
take, that's the fastest way to kill an idea.
Yeah, in fact, that's the best way and the fastest way. The best and the fastest way to kill an idea is to throw your ideas to low
small
minds, to small
Yes,
minds.
it's
Yeah,
a waste of time.
Yeah. Please, a waste of
They
time.
haven't done it before, so why would they say yes?
Yeah,
You want to get a food truck. You
Yeah.
want to get a food truck, and you're asking the barber, how can he give you the right answer?
yeah. Even if you go and meet a food truck person and he tells you, it's not easy, still wrong with your, as long as you understand it and it's coming from God. And stop expecting that there will be no enemies. In fact, expect the enemies. Because let me tell you, your enemies are part of success story. If there are no enemies, there will be no people that God will prepare a table before them.
That's
so
true.
work on your esteem, know who you are, be confident and be sufficient in yourself, but also always pay attention to your team. Your team is an extension of who you are. Your purpose is that thing that you do, and
That serves others.
Yeah?
That serves others.
That serves others, and whether it pays you, you're happy. And I tell you, once you're in your purpose, you must surely cash out one day. Just remain in that purpose. Thank you, Tekore. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, everyone who came on this show with us.
you.
And please, if you did not share this broadcast, please, I beg you, we beg you, go and share this broadcast and follow Pastor Frank at his
Franq.com.
personal page. Yeah.
Franq.com. Please, I need followers.
Yeah.
Tell your friend to tell a friend.
Tell the friend. Frank with a Q.
.com.
Yes, please follow his personal page and follow All Stars International page on YouTube. Subscribe and please follow us on Facebook. Thank you. I love you. Share this broadcast. Share. If you share the broadcast, just type shared. Just type shared. Thank you, Christian Chukwuemeka. Thank you for joining us. If you share the broadcast, just type shared. Thank you, Nama. If you share, just type shared. Thank you, Jazby. Thanks for blessing us. May God continue to bless you both. Amen. Amen. Say amen. Amen. And we pray for you also that your relationships will work. God will give you that perfect man, that perfect woman, that man, that woman who will understand you, who will stand with you, that destiny helper. And your home shall be blessed and favorable and beautiful, colorful. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Pastor, speak a word to them now.
You're blessed.
Amen.
Blessed.
Amen. Amen. Thank you all that shared. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
We love you all.
Every Monday.
Every Mondays, yeah. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Jazby. Thank every one of you. Everyone that shared. I tell them thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. We love you. God bless you. From YouTube, I didn't see people that said they shared. If you share from YouTube, please let us know that you shared. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing
Keep your mask
day.
off.
Take off your mask.
I'll keep it on sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is sweet.
You're still live. Before
No lie.
you're still live.
No lie.
YouTube is
Your
live.
mouth
Facebook is
sweet.
live.
Your mouth is sweet. Your mouth is sweet.
God have mercy.